Hey folks, welcome to the last session of this App Inventor class. I hope you have been enjoying all day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. Today we will be looking at, let me do this quickly. So today we'll be mainly looking at the extensions. We will look at App Inventor supported extensions, and we will also look at community extensions. Okay, so we'll try to do some examples, at least one example with a extension called Look extension, and we will look at the community extension, and we will see the example of Chartmaker Plus, and we will talk about the App Inventor contest. Okay, so the idea here is you get some practice. If you are new to App Inventor, you get some practice, and then you actually participate in the contest. Okay, so let me bring up the screen here. Now, if you actually search for extension, so let's say App Inventor extension. I already have searched it here. We need to search the actual MIT App Inventor extension. So this is the official resource. So if you search for App Inventor extensions, and you can see the extensions which are there supported by officially supported by MIT App Inventor. So these are the extensions which are officially supported by App Inventor. If you see those extensions, so you can actually add these extensions into the application and increase the capability of the application. So there is a Bluetooth if you are working on Bluetooth. So when you actually point your mobile to a particular object, it will try to recognize those objects, like a little bit of machine learning recognition. Okay, so that we are going to look, and there are other extensions, a personal audio classifier, image classifier, one which would detect your pose, right? And there's a extension that would detect the face mesh. Okay, so there are different type of extensions which are supported by MIT App Inventor, and there are other ones which are kind of unsupported, which means you can use them, but they won't. It may not be like you can try to use them, but they are not supported, which means they're not going to answer your calls. So, and there are examples also. So if you want to play around with it, you can look at these things and play around with these examples of using those extensions which are there. So I would strongly recommend you to kind of look at these extensions and play around with them and see if you get new ideas to actually come up with a cool app. Okay, so go ahead and try these examples when you get a chance. Okay, so we will be looking at the at least the Look extension. Okay. Now, what we need to do is we need to download this. So if you click on this Look extension, AIX file, AIX file are the ones which are extensions. Okay. So these are the extensions that in this particular case, the App Inventor folks themselves have written. You can also write an extension. Remember that, right? As a developer, you can write an extension, but it's a little bit more involved. You'll have to write a Java code to write an extension. So at a later stage, when you actually come to college or something, you can actually explore writing extensions and give it to the community. Okay, so whatever some of the features that you wanted the App Inventor to have, but it doesn't have it, then you can actually write your own extension and you can actually publish it into the App Inventor community. Okay, so I would strongly recommend, once you are at a later stage, when you come to college or something, once you are comfortable with writing Java code, at that point in time, you can write extensions and submit to App Inventor people. Okay, that will be a great thing. Okay, so let's actually, right now we will use these extensions. So Look extension has been downloaded by me here. I've already downloaded it, so it's a second download here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my App Inventor. Okay. What was this? Okay, so I'm going to create a new one, project, start new project. So my name would be look or object detection. Object detection will be um, my name for this particular. So it will try to use the look extension with the object detector. Okay. So let's see. Let's go down here a little bit, and there is an extension here. So right now extension is empty, right? So we have downloaded the look extension. We need to import that into our project. So we need to import the look extension into our project. So let's actually click on import extension and choose a file. And I'm going to see whatever I have downloaded, look extension. I'm going to say import. Okay, so AIX file will be the extension file, and I have just kind of imported it. So it will take some time, see, waiting for this, and it will show up here. So moment it shows up here, then you can use it. Otherwise, it might take a little while, like few minutes to actually get in here. So automatically it will come, be patient based on your internet connection. It may take a little while. So, so just there you go. So automatically it has come. This look extension has already come here, as you can see here. So you can also download the extension Google on for look extension and download from the official source, not from some random source. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually drag this look extension into my screen. Okay. So I have dragged the look extension. Now, if you click on this particular thing, sometimes it's a good idea to see what all thing it supports. Okay. So look extension is having some video mode, video or picture or video. So I'm going to keep video so that I can keep my live video running, and I will actually tell it to recognize the particular object. Okay. And it also has something known as web viewer. So you need to provide this web viewer for this look extension to work. Okay, so it's going to use the internet request and to actually detect an object. So we need to provide that web viewer. Now, if you see in the user interface, the last one happens to be the web viewer. Remember that you can have your own web viewer wherein you can actually write your own small browser. Okay, so web viewer is nothing but browsing like what a browser would do. Okay, so you can write your own application having some browser. If you want that browser interface like links and clicking and things like that, then you can actually use the web viewer within your application also. So here since the look extension requires web viewer, so I have actually dragged a web viewer here, and I'm going to in the web viewer here, I'm going to actually point it to web viewer 1. Okay, since it has given me the name. So what I have done is I have clicked on the web viewer 1, and I'm going to click OK. Let me quickly check if there's any, I hope everything is fine. Okay. So here I have done this. Only thing I have done is pointed to the web viewer 1. Okay. Now, if in order for it to know, sometimes you may have to kind of click on to know the help, right? You may have to click on the question mark and try to find help for that. So here, if you see on the question mark, it actually tells you what the component does. Okay. So it says that you must provide a web viewer component in the look components web viewer property in order for classification to work. So it classifies the image. Okay. So that's the whole idea of this extension. Now, if you go to blocks, right? So what I want is I want the video to start running, and I want to just show some video and then click a button and say recognize this object. Right? I want this a system such that I'll show this video and I want it to recognize an object. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I need a button here. Okay. So that I can actually force it to recognize a particular object. So okay. So here is the button, and I'm going to say detect object, or find object, or detect. So detect object is my kind of just put um, the label for the button with this fill parent, and button one is nothing but button detect object. Detect. Okay. So I have got a button detect object, and once I click, I want the look extensions to actually look for that classification and tell me what image it is. Okay. So going back to blocks, and on click of this particular button, when detect object is clicked, uh, what I'm going to do is I want it to classify the object. So let's see look, and then let's see what is the thing that would actually classify the object. So there is a classify video data. Okay, so I'm going to actually put this particular thing, classify video data. That means it's going to actually on click whatever the video data which it has found during that time, it's going to classify it. Now on classification, um, I want to actually show the results, right? What did it find? So there is this thing, if you see this, when got classification. So it got classified the object which was there, it classified the object and it got the result. Okay. Now, here as you can see, it is getting the result in some kind of text here. Okay. So what I want is I want to show that particular text. I want to actually pop up saying that classify, and I want to say what that object was. Okay. So if you go back to the designer, I want a notification. I want a message box to pop up to tell me what object was detected. Okay. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually add a notifier. I don't remember whether we saw the notifier yesterday or not. But notifier is something that if you want a message box, okay, cancel button, something that user interaction is required. Okay. So notifier component is something for that user, this thing which says, do you want to continue? Yes or no, okay, cancel, and things like that. Notifier can be used. So I have actually dragged the notifier here, and I want it to tell me what was the object that was detected. Okay. I'm going to go back to blocks. Okay. And what I'm going to do is notifier. I want to have a simple OK box. Okay, just say what the it's what is known as a message show message dialog. Okay, so I want it to show a message dialog which will contain the result. Okay, so message is nothing but the result. So I'm going to say get result message. I'm going to put that put the get result into the message, and I'm going to put some text here. Go up here. I'm going to put the text as results. So result, and in this thing, I'm going to actually put the button text as OK. I just have a very simple thing. So it will actually give me a message box of what was the result. Okay. So I have just put the, basically what I have done is I have on button click, I'm forcing it to classify that video, and on got classification, I am actually showing that message. Okay, so that's the basic thing that I have done. Okay, before that, there's also one more thing. Let me see. Okay, let's see the look extension. Okay, so there is, it says when classifier ready. Okay, so there is something known as when classifier ready. Okay, so one thing, just as a good practice of writing these blocks, if the classifier is not yet ready, say when you're starting an application and the classifier is not yet ready and you try to do a classify video, then it might crash the application. Right? So we don't want to have a situation where you are do classify and the classifier is not yet ready because it was doing some processing initialization. So it's not yet ready, especially during the startup of the application, when the application is coming up. So what we need to do is, what I would do is, here, I would actually here I'm going to enable the, okay, so right now I'm going to enable once the classifier is ready. So I'm going to say enable to true. I want to enable that button and I want to set it to true. Okay, so that automatically after this I can I will be able to do this. Now by default you should disable the button. Okay, by default you set the button to be disabled. Let me try that, and in the AI companion, if it doesn't work properly, then I'm going to kind of switch back to enable. So I'm going to try with what would you do when you're actually creating the final application. So I'm going to say enabled as false. So by default it's grayed out, which means you can't classify until the classifier is ready. Okay, until the classifier is ready you cannot. So once classifier is ready, then we are actually turning it to true, so that it is all nicely initialized. At this point in time, we are pretty much ready. Okay, we are pretty much ready to run this. Okay, so let me do the preparation of my. Um, Let me see if I have the screen is not yet. Okay, so I have the screen ready now. Let me see. Okay, so it didn't work. I'm going to actually remove my connection, put it back, and see if it works. Just going to allow it, and I'm going to see if it works. Okay, so my phone has come. I'll just get the App Inventor. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this particular thing. I know yesterday I think there was some. There was some problem. I think for people, some people were saying that phone is coming in the middle. I hope it was not a big problem. Let me actually do this and then see. This time today I'll be a little more careful. Okay, so I'm going to connect AI companion, scan with QR code. So I'm scanning it, already scanned it. Um, okay, let me see what happens. So there you go, detect object has come. Okay, now the video is on. Okay, so I'm going to show my laptop's keyboard for the time being. Okay, that's the best object that you can do. Okay, and then I'm going to click on detect object. So I'm going to click on detect object. Okay, there it is. It is telling me that the first option it's giving me is keyboard, right? So so it's giving me the option as keyboard as the first listing. Now, what happens in this kind of situation is it will give a lot of probability with different numbers. The first one is the highest probability of a particular element being true, because it is actually saying laptop also, crossword puzzle also. So it's getting, remember that it has to literally detect this, which is not quite trivial task if you think about it. And hence, but the first thing, so you can actually carve out the first, remove, if you get the result, you can remove the first thing and say that it is probably a keyboard with this particular percentage. Now I'm a little surprised that it's telling me 1.00. Normally I have seen like percentage. So I don't know if something has changed or not. But normally it'll come like 67%, like 0.67 will be there, which tells me that 67% chances are there that it is a keyboard. Okay, so and there are other probabilities that what it detects, what could be there. Okay, so you can do a similar thing, and actually you can using the text, you can actually extract the text and find out if you really want to show what object it's possibly is. It is not a perfect system, which means it doesn't detect always the thing that you want. Okay, so basically whatever the best you can get, at least you can get some experimentation with. You can do some experimentation with this extension and actually try to detect objects. Okay, so let me see again. Okay, 0.99. Okay. So now the probability of this thing. So earlier I got confused with 1.0. So meaning it was very sure that 100% sure that it is definitely a keyboard. So I think that that's the thing it was, because I got confused when I saw one. So I have seen 0.99, 0.67 and things like that. The more I kind of do this particular thing, if I see here a little bit, the more I try to detect this object, it will get confused. Like, see, as you can see, it's telling me 0.52 it's keyboard because I've included the monitor part and things like that. So it's getting confused now. Okay. So, so that's how it is. Okay. So that's how it is. You have to show the full object. Then it is, let me see which, the mobile phone. No, it's detecting something. So you can actually experiment with this, something like this, and see what it has detected, right? And then see whether it actually what you were expecting. Okay. So let me see. I've got this. I don't know whether it will detect the. Let me see if I can keep it here. Tennis ball. All right. I didn't try this thing. Okay, cool. So it actually detected the tennis ball. Pretty good. Okay. So so yeah. So like 83% chances is that it is a tennis ball. Okay. So first one is what matters to us. Rest of them doesn't matter to us. Okay. Because that's the highest probability that it has kind of trying to figure out what it is. So pretty okay job. In a lot of cases, I've seen that it's not able to detect, but yeah, you can experiment with this, and then they may. I mean, they may keep improving this, so you never know. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Okay. So so we tried um, with the look extension, and actually it worked pretty well actually. So I'm actually kind of impressed that the tennis ball it detected like 82%. So you can also try, if you want to have some object detection machine learning kind of thing, you can use these components, uh, and yeah, so we can detect somebody saying that I went so close to the that it showed as a volcano. So don't laugh at it. Yeah, I mean, remember these are hard problems. It's not so easy to detect. But I've seen so. I mean, just for the fun thing, so that you come to know classification. What is classification? What does it take to actually detect correctly, right? Finally, if you get into this machine learning and things like that, what are the algorithms that are running to actually detect these objects, right? So yeah, so it's a very interesting field. Right now, we are just using these components. At some point in time, I would like you to write those algorithms and make it even better. Okay. So, so one of the thing is when if you're writing machine learning code, Python comes to mind in terms of using those libraries, and a lot of libraries are there which can make the development much faster when you actually use Python. So here we are just trying to experiment with this, and I think it does a decent job. Okay. I'm hoping everyone were able to try this, and if not, you can try it later. Like pause the video and then try it later. Okay. Next, so this is what it is. Next, we are going to look at the community supported extensions. Now, if I search, let me see if it finds me the right search. So I would say community app inventor community extension. So if I search for community extension, there is App Inventor community. There are free extensions are there. There are paid extensions also. Free extensions are also there. Okay. So if you see these things, people have written their own extensions. Like it's a community-driven extension, and so there are a lot of extensions. You can look at it. A lot of interesting stuff is also there. So you can actually see which one will be useful for you. Right? The only problem is it may or may not work correctly because it's driven by the community. Sometimes people may not pay attention to minute details. So, but then it's a good thing to experiment, and then before you give up, try it out. So there is YouTube video, Facebook, if you want to add that feature into the application, all those fun things are there. So look at this and spend some time trying to see is there any interesting extension that you can use it. I remember there was a PDF extension which would create a PDF, and at some point, like remember the scanning program, and if you want to scan those images and convert it into a PDF, your own converter, which will convert to PDF, then you have pretty much written your own, like some of the applications like tap scanner, cam scanner, and comes into play, which actually creates the PDF file of what you have scanned. Right? So sometimes you can do that. Let me see where is the. So you can actually play around. There are a lot of extensions, even I'm not familiar with most of them. But it turned out that I wanted to try some chart, and I wanted to kind of show some charting kind of feature, and hence I had to. I found that there's a nice chart maker thing. So let me see. Yeah. So actually, there was a chart maker itself. Now there is chart maker plus. Okay. So you can actually click on. So we clicked on the community extension. We searched for community extension and we got this page. If you search for chart, oh, there is a view PDF, a simple PDF. It's a PDF viewer actually. Right? This one is PDF viewer. You can view the PDFs. If you want to have your own kind of document management system where okay, someone saying that it is not coming in my web viewer. Maybe you did not connect. You did not write the web viewer into this. So you will have to kind of make sure that the look component has the property web viewer and you're pointing it to web viewer. Okay. So for the so right now, I think look at it, and we will once at the end of this thing, I'm going to have a meeting. We'll have a Google Meet, and you can actually bring that thing up. I'll actually look at your screen. Okay, right now, just if you're stuck with something, just ignore for the time being, and we will. I'll set up a meeting, and then we will actually quickly look at what your problem was. Okay, in case if you are not able to figure it out. So Chart Maker Plus extension, if you click on this, right? So this is the power user. This guy has written this particular thing. This person has written this extension, and it actually tells you how to use it also. So sometimes we may not know how to use it. Okay. So you can actually use this chart. It can show you pie chart, bar chart, and table chart. How nice things. I'm impressed at this particular one. So, so what we will do is first we'll download this component. Okay. So there was original. They have extended the original chart maker extension and extended to this with new features. Now there is a download link by which you can actually you can download this. It actually released pretty like July 3rd, 2021. Okay, so maybe yeah, it's comparatively kind of a year. So so I had downloaded from this particular link. Let me see where it is. The link is yeah. So if you go down, right, you can actually download this particular thing, AIX. Okay, so I'm going to download it again just to show that this particular chart maker plus download. Okay, so there it is. I have downloaded it. I think it will show me that like since I have already downloaded, showing me that particular one. So download this extension. Okay. Now, as you know, once you download, then you have to import the extension. Okay. So so we will close this particular project. Only thing for the person who was not able to make it work, remember that the property. Remember the property of this look. You need to have web viewer pointing to web viewer. Probably you might be missing, and that's why it's not working. Okay, so you need to point this thing to the web viewer. Okay, now let's actually go and start a new project. Okay, so I'm going to say my charting. Okay, so I'm going to create my charting. And here I want to import the extension. So extension, import extension, and choose a file. So I'm going to choose the one which I downloaded this just now, import. So there you go, Chart Maker Plus has come in, and if you click on the question mark, it tells you, and it also gives you the link for this thing so that you know how to use them. One of the thing is you need to know how to use them, like you need to know what all things to do to actually use them. Okay, send the link. Let me see. Right click, copy link address, and I'm going to send the link here. Remember, you're on your own in terms of this, but reliability, this is a community thing. Anyone can publish whatever they want. So this is the link for the ChartMaker Plus, and so I'm going to go back here. So I've added the link, and now you need to do import extension. I have done already the import extension, and you can actually import this particular extension. Once you have done that, you need to see what all we can do with it, right? So sometimes you will need to see the help of this, right? So you need to see the help. So I need to go back and see how to use it. How do I know how to use it, right? So you need to look at the help here with the extension, what they have given some examples. So you can, on a general idea, I can say that pie chart, table chart, bar chart, all those things are provided. Column chart, line chart, and some things are there. Okay. Now, this is what, for the time being, right? So this is what makes it interesting. Okay. So, so in terms of, I want to show, say, a bar chart. Okay. I want to show a bar chart, and what I would like to do is I want to show some bar chart with some data. Okay. So I'm going to go here. Okay. As you can see, if you need to drag this, just importing is not enough. You need to drag this component into our application. So there you go, it has come here. If you click on this, there's no property here. You just have to kind of only blocks. Okay. So here, if you click on the blocks, okay. Now, when you click on this, right, let's do bar chart for the time being. Okay. So I'm going to actually click on the bar chart. Okay. And it says it requires a web viewer. Okay. So what I want is I need to add the web viewer. Okay. So I'm going to actually, the link is actually the download for that chart maker plus. Okay. You can Google and download it by yourself, just like I did it. I actually Googled it and went to the particular extension, search for it, like that you can do. Okay. So here I have kind of what I realized was, when I see this particular thing, when I do a bar chart, it requires a web viewer. Web viewer is the one which actually displays the particular chart. It needs some display. Okay. So I need to add web viewer. I have not added it. So I will go to this web viewer and add the web viewer here. Okay. So I have added this web viewer one. Okay. So I'm going to actually first set the web viewer. So if you see, click on the web viewer, if you scroll down, the last one. So I can actually set this to the web viewer. Okay. Now array table. Okay. This is what you want, the data that you want. Okay. This is where the data that you want. So I want to create an array table. Now how do I create it? From this example, so it's just like you need to look at the example as to how they have done it and actually try to see how we can do it. So they are creating make list, make list, make list, make list, as you can see here, right? The first make list, as you can see, is the title. Here there are car numbers and different cars are there and their numbers are there. Okay. And they are doing make list, make list, make list, make list, and creating a make list of all the list of lists. So that is what the data that they are expecting. The first thing should be the title, cars and numbers. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually say school name and students, just like that. Okay. So here, as you can see here, what it has done is it has actually created a global variable. Okay. What they have done here, they have created a global variable. Okay. Now in App Inventor, we have not talked about variables. Okay. So this is the right time to talk about it. You can create your own variables. Variables are nothing but the ones which can hold some value. Okay. I equal to 1. I is a variable. You can have a global variable, which means you can have like you can that variable will be valid throughout the program, throughout the lifetime of the program. Okay. So let's see this global variable. So initialize global variable. So we need to put, since we require a array table, a name variable. So I'm going to say my data. My data, and I'm going to actually do the similar thing of what they have done. Okay, what they did, they actually created a so I'm going to actually create an empty list here. Okay, I'm going to slightly deviate from that because I just want you to know that programmatically also you can actually create it here itself. You can add the list here itself. Okay, so a blank list has been created. Now I'm going to do make list, make list, make list. Okay, so let's see. So make a list. Okay, so I'm going to put it here. Uh, so I'm going to say make list, make list. I'm going to put it here and then we'll fill it up here. Make list. I could have duplicated this also, right click duplicate, much faster. Make list, make list. So the first thing for the make list was, in that particular case, as you can see in the example, there were the title, cars and numbers, what it stands for, and then the car model and the number, car model and number. Okay. What we will do is school and number of students. Okay, so let's see this. So let's say how many students participated in an INSEF science fair. I want to show which school, from which schools, how many students participated in INSEF science fair. Say if I want to know, or if I want to show that particular thing, let's try to do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, since it requires to text, right? So I'm going to take this text, click on the first thing, that is text, and move this into this make list. I'm going to say school name or school. I'm just going to write school. Okay. And I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to say number of students. Okay, school name, number of students. That's the first thing, the title that comes. Now here, the next one, I want to actually have the actual school name, the data, and the number. Okay, so that has to be a number, numeric, like integers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That can't be a text. Okay, that's something that you have to remember. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is school name. I'm going to actually put a school. Or you can give your school name and I'll put your school name here. If you want to share that particular detail, you can put your school name here, and I'll put your school name here. Number. So here I want to put school name and the number of students. Okay. So I need a math here, not the text. So math will give me the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that, numbers. Okay. So here's a school. I'll just put for the time being is say 100. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is duplicate this. Duplicate this. I'm just going to put like 150. B school, A school, B school, C school, just for the heck of it. Vivekananda school. Okay. We'll put Vivekananda school. We'll put 100. Remember, these are just samples. B school, and anyone wants to put their school name, I can put it here. Otherwise, I'll go with ABC if you don't give me a school. Doesn't. If you want to put, you can put. It's optional. 150. Duplicate and say 125. One, two. So I have put 3 schools. I want to make a list of this. So I need another make list. You click on this and do a make list. Um, okay. So Delhi Public School. Remember, these are for sample. It doesn't stand for any. This thing just as an example I'm putting. No affiliations to any school. Just for the fun that you can put your school name here. Okay. So here we have this thing, and what we need to do, we need to make a list of them. If you see this, I can only put 2 here, right? It's like I'm constrained. So first thing I know that I have to put this thing, right? Second, I'm going to put, say, Vivekananda School. Okay. Then I need one more list here. I want to add list of lists. Bhavan School. Okay. So third one is Bhavan School. If you put more schools, then I have to create more lists. Okay. Bhavan's School. I'm just putting Bhavan School. Okay. So if you see here, I need to create one more add a list of lists. So if I do this, right, if I click on this, it is telling me add an item. So I can drag this item nicely, and there'll be one more thing created. I need 4 here. Since I know that I need 4, I need to drag this particular thing and put it into this particular. Okay. So I got this extra stuff by actually clicking on this and getting this, so that I can give all the. Now I have school and number of students. Okay, so I'm going to. This is my data. Okay, so I'm just directly going to put into this particular thing. Okay, I'll just do it right now like this. Okay, so I'm pretty much not using the variable. I just realized that I'm not going to use the variable. We'll talk about it separately. Okay, I have directly put it. I could have put in my data, and my data can be, so I could have put it here itself and then use my data as this, but right now I'm going to put it here. Doesn't matter. Title. Okay, so I can put PG Garodia. Okay, so let us add whoever is telling me the school name. I'm going to add their school name. Okay. Um, you can say our school is there. So I'll just put some number 140, just like that. Okay. So we have school, this one, and then title. Let's give title. Let's see participation in App Inventor contest, like that. Title. Zoom is true or false. Right now, will not deal with Zoom. So I'm going to say false. Actually, I don't want to right now. No zooming. Otherwise, it will start allowing you to zoom and stuff like that. For simplicity, we'll just keep it false. And extra options and CSS, we are not going to use it. So we're going to keep it blank. So you can add some extra options, background color, and all those things you can do, foreground color, background color, and things like that. And CSS also, you can actually, in the HTML, there's something called as CSS, which allows you to kind of make a web page look set up options. Okay, so I'm not going to use that. I'm going to keep it blank. If you want to learn about that, you can actually look it up in the example and actually try it out. Okay, for simplicity, I'm not going to use it. Okay, any other school? No. So this is the school that we have. I'm just going to delete this. Let's see what we have done. Okay. So, okay, designer. Okay, I want some event, right? Some button to click so that I can draw the bar chart. Right? So, so I realize that I don't have a trigger event to actually do something. Right? So I'm going to draw something like that. Right? Draw chart. I'm just going to say draw chart. Okay, and I'm going to say fill parent, and I'm going to say the button. I'm going to rename it to button. draw chart. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the blocks. Okay, button is there. On click of this particular button, when draw chart is clicked, I want it to draw the bar chart. Okay, so only on click, I want to draw the bar chart. So I think we are pretty much ready. We did not use this. I'm just going to keep it. We did not use that my data. I could have copied this and then put my data here. Right now, I'm not going to use it. Okay. So let's go back to my phone and try to connect. Connect, AI companion, scan with QR code. I've scanned it. Let me see if my phone is still alive. Yes, it's doing something. Okay, so I got something here, draw chart, and if I click on draw chart, there you go. Okay, so we have like chart drawn, Vivekananda Delhi Public School, Bhavans at PG Garodia School. Okay, so it's a nice bar chart that has come. You can do your own like pie chart, any types of chart. Right? So there it is. So you can actually pretty much do the you can play around with this, right? So you can play around with this and see why it is not showing in the, why it is not cutting this and all those things. Right? So you can play around and try to see how we can do it better. Okay. There it is. Okay. I hope you are also able to try. Now what happens is when you store this data, right? Now remember that we have studied about local storage, okay? TinyDB, that is, we call it TinyDB here, and we have talked about the cloud DB, web storage, right? So you could actually use the storage from the web, get that data, and then show it in a kind of live data in a bar chart kind of thing. So if you can imagine, right, you can actually do things like show that. Right now we have put a static data here, right? We have fixed the elements. These data, if it can come from say cloud DB, how many people logged on, right? How many people have said yes? Right? I had done this particular thing last year, I think, wherein I had done the poll where how many people clicked on yes, how many people clicked on no. So it would show it in the bar chart, yes, no, not sure, or maybe kind of thing. Okay, cool. So we are pretty much done with this thing. What was the next thing? That was about contest. Right? So I'm actually kind of going to talk to you about the contest that we have. So you guys have attended this class. I would like you to participate in the contest and get a certificate if you do well. Okay. So now there are two things. Okay. So you may have. So let's actually go to this particular website. Is this particular thing? No. So I'm going to type in by myself. This is the one, I think. Yeah. So if you go to this particular, our classic, I'm sure everyone knows about this link now, right? I'm just going to type it here. So if you go here, right, here is where we actually kind of registered. People, you guys all registered here. Actually we received like around 400 registrations. Okay. So right now, even though the number is kind of probably less, they are watching offline, or they're going to watch it offline and things like that, not live. So here is the thing, and you can see the recordings. I have to change this thing to recording. All the recordings are there. So in case if you got lost somewhere, you can go back and look at and go forward and pause and things like that. You can use this. Okay. This is the standard companion link which you guys are already familiar with. So today is the last day for this particular course. We joined this thing. I don't think you need anything. So I think the FAQs, we're all done with this. So here is the thing. Okay. So July 1st contest is launched. Right? Now, anyone who wants any guidance, right? So you need to start working on the idea. Okay, so you need to start working on the idea, saying what you are going to do. Think about the idea and work on it. Okay, on July 17th. So you need to kind of, if you are interested in talking to me directly on a one-on-one basis, right, send me an email here. Okay, and on July 17th, I will set up a time. Okay, you can suggest what time works for you also, so that there's no time clash. And if I'm also, give me a broad range of time, and saying that between say 2 to 5 I'm okay, or morning is okay, evening is okay, whatever time is okay for me. On July 17th, there will be a doubt clearing session or a guidance session. It's only for students who actually send me an email, and it will be a one-on-one discussion, not with everyone. Okay, so that you can discuss about your project, what you want to do. And so you have to start. You have to start now. Like already, you need to start now, and you can start thinking about it and start now. And you got stuck something. So you say you got stuck somewhere. You can actually talk to me. Okay, I will help you if you got stuck somewhere. I'll tell you how to go about things. Okay, so okay, I will tell you this thing. Okay, for the app. So now once you have done with the app on 15th August, okay, on 15th August you need to submit your AIA file. You have to export, project export feature. We know we have done. You can always check the export. Right, I can always say project. I can export the project here, right? Export selected project AIA file to my computer. So you have to export it. It's already exported here. AIA file is there, and you have to send me the AIA file. Okay, you have to send me that AIA file in terms of, I'll tell you how to send it. Okay, so there is a, sorry, this one. So there is this particular thing where you need to export the AIA file and do a final submission with a 3-minute video. Okay. Now somebody has asked me what type of video. Create a video which will tell me what your app does. Show the working. Okay. Show the working of app like you're demonstrating, right? If I want to show this is my app, and actually what I have done is, you can show like this. This is what I do. When you click on this is what happens. Show a demonstration video, tell me what your app is for, and demonstrate that particular video, whatever you have done, okay, with you in it. If you don't want your face to be there in the video, it's fine. You can just show your screen of what you have done, right? So one of the things that I have used to show this screen, remember my mobile screen, this one, right? I have used the SCRCPY. I have used to actually show this particular screen in this thing. So you can use whatever you want. Oops. Okay. So you can use whatever you want to actually show this thing, or you can show the demo, the live video itself, and show me the show this is what you have done. What is it for? What is done? Okay. So winners will be declared. It will be reviewed, and it will be like August 30th. Winners will be declared. Okay. You will get e-certificates. You will get a certificate, and some students may be interviewed for judging, okay, which means we'll have set up some time to actually talk to you. If needed, some students will be judged like on a call. Okay, so this is a great opportunity for you to showcase within your this thing whatever you're doing, and you will have to have the form will ask you which class you are in. You have to mention the correct grade you are in, which class, right? So the themes are something like this. Okay, my life. Right? What is there to improve the efficiency, automate things that you see in daily life, right? So there's a lot of room to improve or make it things more efficient, right? That you can think about any problem and actually improve the efficiency. It's very slow or whatever. It's not, to me, it's you have an idea that can be that improve the efficiency. You can use that and automate things. My social responsibility, you can take this particular topic, anything that helps whatever differently abled people or any social responsibility that you want. You can use that thing and create an app. What is the school? My school is a theme. But today we are doing, I mean, last 2 years you are like being affected by by pandemic and going online, and you kind of suffered from online. How do you check the homework? How do you do the exams and things like that, right? So you can actually write my school as a theme and write particular thing which you always wanted. Create those apps. My game, you can write any of your game. Remember, we saw the gaming kind of thing, what games we can do. And you can write your own favorite game that you came up with your own innovation. And you can pretty much do anything that you, whatever is my, any solution that helps solve a problem, you can use that. Okay. So you can actually, submission form is also there. You can see the submission form and do the submission. Okay. Do it after July 1st because I need to check if all the data is there in that particular form. Though I have created, it's a working link. So it's a working link. So this particular thing is just to show the submission form, and it's asked what all things it asks you. Let me see if it is. So you can see your theme, which class you are in. Remember, this is older form, I think. Yeah, so I need to upgrade this particular thing. I think it's an older form. Yeah. So currently don't submit anything. Wait till I'll actually make the form a little more better. It's a 2022 challenge, so some things are not updated yet. So I will update this better. So don't submit right now. So basically, what we are doing is we are asking you these questions, right? And then we are you have to upload your AIA file and maximum 3 minutes. Remember, don't try to make it 4 minutes. Okay, so make it 3-minute video. It's much faster. Try to move faster. We'll understand as to what your problem is. What's your thing. In 3 minutes, you should be able to tell it. Okay. Maximum is like 4 minutes. After 4 minutes, it will be. I'm not even going to look at the video. It will be disregarded. So maximum. Sometimes you may not be able to end at 3 minutes exactly. So I don't want you to spend time on editing. So it may be 3 minutes, 20 seconds or something like that. It's okay, but maximum is 4 minutes, and beyond that it will be disregarded. 4 minutes, 2 seconds cannot happen. So 3 minutes should be your deadline, and if you exceed a little more seconds, 10 seconds or something, it's perfectly okay. Okay. So that's pretty much it. AIA file, remember I told you this one. So if I want to export this, say this is my final project, and if I want to export this, I can say export the selected project, which means the current project. And if I say, and it has actually my charting already AIA file is created, so it will export, and I can import an AIA file and run it and see. Okay, so I am going to run your program and check whether it works correctly or not. I am going to see what logic that you have used. So how much is the complexity of the logic and things like that. Okay. So, so let me actually create a meeting link, and we will quickly move on to a one-on-one conversation. Okay. So I'm going to share the meeting link, and we will close this particular. You can join this meeting. I'm going to end the stream. Give me a minute before you can join.